Hello everyone, welcome back. Okay. Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, you are first. Here is yours. Hi, dear. Welcome. Samdruta. Some. It's hard to pronounce for me, but yes, I can write for you. DHA. Here is a good name. Hi Alicia, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining again, dear. Here is your good name. How are you? Good afternoon. Okay. Hi, dear J Sri. Here is your good name. You're most welcome, dear. Good day. Have a good day. Michael. Hi, dear Michael. Here is your good name. How are you? You're most welcome. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Let's see who is next. What is your name? Humors. Here is yours. I'm not the real, but my real name is Michael. Oh, it's okay. You are the real one. Smart boy, welcome. How are you? Here is yours. Hi, dear Steve. Here is your good name. Hey, dear Ayat. Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining Ayat. Let's see who is next. So finally, Nightboard is back. Yuvangi. Hi, dear Yuvangi. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Stevie. Okay. Hi, dear Savera. Here is yours. Hi, dear Varam. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Debabrata. Debabrata. What a unique name you have. Thank you so much for joining, dear. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Nime. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Dharna. Here is your good name. Hey, dear Setu. I am good. How about you? Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, dear Mosh. Here is yours. Hello, dear Humera. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Roseanne. Here is yours. Hi, welcome. Hey, dear Jessica. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Zana. Here is yours. Hi, dear Hashem. Here is your good name. How are you? Hey, dear Ikra. Here is yours. Afifa. Hello, dear Afifa. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Trixie. Here is yours. Hello, dear Nina. Here is yours. Hi, dear Stevie. Here is yours. Hello, dear Hannah. Here is a people name. How are you? Hi, Hitu. I'm doing good. How about you? Hi, dear Samira. Here is a people name. Hi, dear Shruti. Here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear Nargis. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Hamda. Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Mir. Here is yours. Hi, dear Karunya. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Julia. And said, here is yours. Thank you so much. Hey, dear Gabriel. Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens, and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Hey, dear Ravi, here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Joseph. Here is yours. What a unique name you have. Hey, dear Mahad. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Akshita. Here is yours. Hello, dear Jewel. Here is a good name. Morning. How are you? Hi, dear Javier. Here is yours. Hello, dear Heather. Here is a good name. How are you? Hi, dear Ariel. Here is yours. Hello, dear Catalina. Here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Arthur. Here is your beautiful name. Hey, dear Joel. Here is yours. Hi, dear Emily. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Elna. Here is yours. Hi, dear Jasmine. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Harry. Here is yours. You're most welcome. Thank you so much. I am good. How about you? What is your good name? Hi, dear Naya. Dear Nawab or Nayab? Nawab, welcome. Hey, dear Raj. Here is yours. Hi, dear Addie. Here is a good name. Hey, dear Andrea. Here is yours. Hi, dear Cynthia. Here is a beautiful name. Cynthia. Is it correct, dear? Hi, dear Swati. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Kashif. Here is a beautiful name. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Aleph. Here is yours. Hi, dear Udit. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Savera. Here is yours. Hello, dear Butcher. Here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear Vedu. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Sanvi. Here is yours. Hi, dear Lana. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Ikra. Here is yours. What is your good name? Let me check the spelling of yours. Moses. Hi, dear Moses. Here is yours. Hello, dear Nuha. Here is your good name. What is the question of yours, dear? Of course not. Hey, dear Alvin. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Yuna. Here is yours. Hello, dear Hala. Here is your good name. Let's see who is next, guys. Maftuna. Hi, dear Maftuna, here is yours. Hey, dear Lara, here is a good name. Hey, dear Faz, here is yours. Hi, dear Lenny, here is a beautiful name. Hey, dear Alden, here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens and let's see who is next. Assam. Hi, dear Assam, here is yours. Hey, dear Hala, here is yours. Hi, dear Jabir, here is a beautiful name. Hi, dear Cassie, here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear Cassidy, here is a good name. Hi, dear Zan, here is yours. Hello, dear Ali, here is a beautiful name. Hi, dear Anmol, here is yours. Hi, dear Pranavi, here is a beautiful name. How are you? Hello, dear Sana, welcome back. How are you? Here is a beautiful name. Hi, dear Sai, here is yours. Hello, dear Kemal, here is a beautiful name. Hi, dear Maza, here is yours. Let's see who's next. Hi, dear Japanese, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hey, dear Danish, here is your good name. Hi, dear Abby, here is yours. Hey, dear Yuna. Yona. What a beautiful name you have, dear Yona. Here is yours. Hi, dear Zahra. Here is a good name. Sana, dear, please don't ask personal questions. Hey, dear Alina. Here is yours. Hi, dear me, you. Here is a beautiful name. Hey dear Tia, here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Let's see who is next. Hi dear Shahwar, here is your good name. Shahveer, good name. Hi dear Nayani, here is yours. Hello dear Valen, here is your beautiful name. Yeah, I'm okay. Hey dear Hamza, here is a good name. Hi dear Anzu, here is yours. Let's see who is next. Hey dear Kyla, here is a good name. Vaishnavi. Hi dear Vaishnavi, here is yours. How are you? Hi dear Mekun, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hey, dear Daniel, here is yours. Aisha. Okay, dear Aisha, here is yours. Thank you so much for your concern, dear. Hey, dear Jess, here is yours. Hi, dear Yasmin, here is a beautiful name. Hello, dear Maha. Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens, and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Rosa Lee. Hey, dear Rosa Lee. Here is yours. Hi, dear Doha. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Ujjwal. How are you? Welcome back. Hi, dear Tosi. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Let's see who is next. Rayan. Hey, dear Rayan. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Kosa. Here is yours. Thank you so much for subscribing. Let's see who is next. Nemo. Hi, dear Nemo or Nemo. Here is yours. Hi dear Mahad, here is your good name. Hello dear Sari, here is yours. Hi dear Amina, here is your beautiful name. Hello dear Yusuf. क्या एक minute. Yusuf, here is yours. How are you? Hi dear Charles, here is your good name. Hey dear Afifa, here is yours. How are you? Hi dear Valentina, welcome. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's see who is next. Vedanshi. Hi dear Vedanshi, here is yours. You're most welcome, dear. Hey, dear Cassie, here is your good name. Hello, dear Ashvir, here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear Yashvir. Ashvir and Yashvir. Here is your good name. Such a rhyming name. Salman. Hi, dear Salman. Here is yours. You're most welcome, dear. Thank you. Hi, dear Nasser. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Leah. Here is yours. Hi, you're most welcome. Lots of love. Hey, dear Leo. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ali. Here is your good name. You're most welcome, dear. Thank you so much. Hey, dear Lisa. Here is yours. Hi, dear Dharna. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Hayel. Here is yours. I just dropped my mic. Just give me 1 minute, guys. Have to fix this. Okay. Hi, dear Zara. Here is your beautiful name. Hey, dear Isha or Esma? Esma. Hi, dear Esma. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Adam. Here is yours. Hello, dear Nasreen. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Aileen. Here is yours. Guys, can you hear me properly? Like, hi, dear Seema. Here is yours. Hey, dear Eric. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Diva. Here is yours. Hello, sorry, dear Agnia. I can't understand this language. Can you please write in English? Hi, dear Amin. Here is yours. Hi, dear Agnia. Thank you so much for understanding, dear. Here is yours. Hey, dear Lena. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Mim. Here is yours. Hey, dear Rose. How are you? Hi, dear Nick. Here is yours. Hello, dear Jasmine. How are you? Let's see who's next. Hi, dear Saville. What is your name? Saville. Here is yours. Hi, dear Turas. Here is your beautiful name. Hey, dear Aubrey. Here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear Felix. Here is your beautiful name. Hey, dear Irene. Hi, dear Zan. Here is yours. Hey, dear Mahrosh. Here is your ROSE? ROSH. Here is yours. Hi, dear Kavya, here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Anna, here is yours. Hello, dear Ikra, here is your good name. Hey, dear Yaya, here is yours. Lee, okay, dear Lee. Want a screenshot of your name? Go for it. Let's see who is next. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. Gosia, Riley, Sarah, Bennett. Leah is taking screenshot. Okay. Hi, dear Sarah. Here is yours. Hello, dear Bennett. Here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Blackpink for you, dear Blink. Let's see who is next. Jim, here is yours. Hi, dear Nora. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Emilia. Here is yours. Hi, dear Arav. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello, dear Devarka. What a unique name you have. Here is yours. Hello, dear Laksh. Here is yours. Hi, dear Rooney. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Rushi. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Ryan. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear. Oh, morning. Welcome back. Love. What is your name? Pre. Can you please comment again, bro? What is your good name? Waiting for your comment. PR. Let me check. Preslava. Preslava. Oh wow, you have what a unique name. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Alia. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sophia. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Najla. Here is yours. Hi, dear. Hello, dear Sanet. Here is a good. Where are you from, dear Preslava? Hi, dear darling. Here is yours. Hi, dear. Please, yeah, what's a good name? Who ran? Here is 1993. What is the meaning of this? Hey dear, who ran? Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. And let's see who is next. Hi dear Sandas. Here is yours. Hey dear Aska and Arid. Here is yours. Vidul. Hi Vidul. Welcome. Darling. Baithual. Hi Maha. You're most welcome, dear. Maha. Here is yours. Hi Subha, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining again. Hello, dear Ace. Here is yours. Hi, dear Riley. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear on. Here is yours. Darling. Darling, your name was done before, but if you want a screenshot of your name, here is yours. Go for it now. Let's see who's next. Sambulo. Hi, welcome. Don't forget to double tap on your screens. Tanya, Prachi, Ahmad, hi. Darling, if you take the screenshot, do let me know, dear. Let's move to the next name. Hi, dear Ahmad. Here is yours. I love 1993. What is the meaning of this? Sambulo. Hi, here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear Asa. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Mariam. Here is yours. Hello, dear Danya. Here is yours. Sadaf and Hifza. Sadaf and Hifza ये एक मिनट मुझे देखने में दें. Sadaf and Hifza. Want a screenshot? Go for it. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens and let's see who is next. She's taking screenshot. So just wait for 1 minute. Jinesh. Hi. Let's try for you. J I N ESHNE. Here is yours, Danya. Okay, dear Danya. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screen. Danya. Hi, dear Danya. Here is a good name. Oh, you want a screenshot. So sorry. Here is yours, Zainab. Hi, Zainab. Welcome. Let's see who is next. Hi, welcome back, Darshu. Let me pin your comment. How are you, dear? Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Nima. Here is your good name. Hey, dear Darshu. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Sad. Here's a good name. Hi, dear Bunny. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Sad. Here is yours. Hi, dear Janet. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Rengoku. Rengoku. Here is yours. Hi, dear Deepak. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello, dear Monaza. Here is yours. Darling, I can't understand this language, dear. What are you saying? Can you please write in English or so Barira is next. Hi dear Barira, here is your good name. Hello dear Adiba or Valar. Here is yours. Hey dear Maria, here is your beautiful name. Hi dear Zainab. I forgot to write your name. Here is your so sorry dear. Thank you so much for joining everyone. Don't forget to double tap on your screen's treasure. Hi dear treasure, here is yours. Hello dear Samson, here is your good name. How are you? Hi dear June, here is yours. Hey dear Nitya, here is your good name. Hi dear Prachi, here is yours. Hi dear Vidya, here is your good name. How are you? Hello dear Kate, here is yours. Who is crying? Hey dear Krish, here is your good name. Hi dear Evan, here is yours. Hello dear. Okay, let me read this. I can't understand this language, so how do I know what are you saying? Louis. Is your name is Louis? Darling, your name was done dear. I don't know what is the meaning of the comment. Hi dear Madison, how are you? Here is yours. How to get a new phone and okay, let's see who is next. Hi dear Amina, here is a good name. How are you? Hey dear Yumna, here is your beautiful name. Hi dear Ashley, here is yours. Sanya, hi dear Sanya, here is yours. Hello Farhan, welcome back. How are you? Here is your good name. Hi dear Nim, here is yours. Hello dear Rina, here is your good name. Hi dear Humera, here is yours. How are you? Hello dear Gonzolo, here is yours. Hi dear Scarlett, here is a good name. How are you? Hi dear Asian, here is yours. Hello dear Nishi, here is a good name. How are you? Hello Isham. Isham अभी अभी हो गया आपका नाम. Hi dear Beema, here is a good name. Hi dear Faiza, here is yours. Javi or Janvi? Javi. Hello, dear Javi. Here is yours with a star. Let's see who is next. एहतशाम आपका नाम अभी अभी लिख दिया है मैंने भाई. Hey dear Leah, here is yours. Hey dear Erica, here is a good name. Hi dear Umama, here is yours. Hello dear Firoza. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? You're most welcome, dear Jackie. Hi, dear Yasha. Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Albino. Hi, dear Albina. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Noodle Huda. What a beautiful name you have, dear. Here is yours. Hi, dear Alice. Here is your good name. Hi dear, another note here is yours. Don't forget to double tap on your screens. Let's see who is next. Cora. Hi dear Cora, here is yours. Hi dear Raj, here is a good name. Hi dear Melissa, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hey, is the stream is lagging? Oh no. Is it lagging? Hi, dear Roxy. Here is yours. Hello, dear Murad. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello, dear Talkile. Talkile? Here is yours. Hi, dear Alice. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Zoe. Here is yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe, Bella. Hey, dear Bella. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Rigo. Here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear Fatima. Here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see who is next. Hey dear Sewal, here is yours. Alina. Hi dear Alina, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi dear Tanu, here is yours. Hello dear, welcome back. Hello, here is yours. Hello dear Murad, here is yours. Let's see who is next. Adil. Hi, dear Adil. Here is yours. Oh, thank you so much. Have a good day. Happy Sunday to all of you. Hi, dear Gio. Here is yours. Hello, dear Vivan. Here is your beautiful name, Emil. Hi, dear Emil. Here is yours. Hi, dear Anjali. Welcome back. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Heaven. Here is yours. You're most welcome, dear Alina. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screen. Yeah, I remember you, dear Latte. No, dear, your nickname is No, right? Hi, dear Ruth. Here is yours. You told me in the morning live. Hi, dear Gio1. Here is your good name. Hey, dear. Roa was done. Roa. Double A. Here is yours. Hi, dear. Yes, I did. Yeah, I remember you. Stephanie. Here is yours. How are you? Sadna. Hi, dear Sadna. Here is a beautiful name. Let's see who is next. Guys, double tap on your screen. We are literally stuck on 71. Hi, welcome. Hi, dear Inas. Here is a good name. Hello, dear Mehak. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Hanan. Here is yours. Hello, dear Rima. Here is your beautiful name. Yamur. Hi, dear Yamur. Here is yours. Where are you from? You have such a unique name. Hello, dear Kalai. Here is yours. Hi, dear. Hi, dear Latte. Thank you, Hardik. Here is yours, Mahmoud. Hi, dear Mahmoud. Here is yours. Hey, dear Naita. Thank you so much for subscribing. Here is your good name. Hey, dear Humera. Here is yours. Like, who is Kira? Hi, dear Noor. Here is yours. Hi, dear Zana. Here is your good name. Thank you so much, dear. Let's see who is next. Akil. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's see who's gonna be the 80 liker. Dina, hi. Here is yours, Sumaya. Hello, dear Sumaya. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Ifaf. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, hi, on her phone. Hi, welcome back. Hello, dear Rahul. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Suvir. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Mirzo. Here is your. Why not, dear? Good name, David. Hi, dear David. Here is yours. Thank you so much, dear. Have a good day. Are you asking from me, dear? Or Yajab? Hi, here is yours. Thank you so much for subscribing, dear LAU. Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Madhu. Hi, dear Madhu. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Claudia. Here is yours. Thank you so much. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Raven. Here is a good name. Are you asking from me? Hi, Maja. Welcome back. How are you doing today? Here is a good name. Hello, dear Halima. How are you? Here is a beautiful name. Thank you so much. Hi, dear Kunar. Here is yours. Good. So good to have you here. Hi, dear Hafsa. Here is a beautiful name. Hey, dear Ibra. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ali. Here is yours. Hi, dear. I wanna going to the pool. Oh, enjoy yourself. Hi, dear Rani. Here is a good name. Hello, dear. Thank you so much, Umme. Here is yours. Hi, dear Hafsa. Here is a good name. Are you asking from me? Yeah, why not? Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Rasha. Here is a good name. Hey, dear Mara. Here is yours. Okay, don't forget to double tap on your screens. Now I am going to drink water. So just give me 1 minute. Break. Okay, thank you so much for your patience, guys. Sania. Hello, dear Sania. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, he's soon for you. Hello, dear Dilshad. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear, welcome back. From another ID. How are you doing? Hey, dear Anna, here is yours. Hi, dear Fatima, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hey, dear Kausar, here is your beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, dear, hi, Manu, here is yours. Hello, dear Mehraj, here is yours. Hi, dear Kanmani, here is your beautiful name. How are you guys? Let's see who is next. Latte, yeah, I remember your name. July. Here is yours. Hi, dear Muntaha. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Murad. Here is yours. Hi, dear Aisha. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Meghna. Here is yours. How are you? Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Luke. Here is yours. Hello, dear Laktika. Oh, what a unique name you have. Laktika. Here is yours. Hi, dear Verda. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Suhaima. Here is yours. Hi, dear Dia. Here is a good name. Hello, dear Hiba. Here is yours. Hi, dear Chelsea. Here is your good name. How are you? Nanda, hi. Try the planet. Yes, spelling. Okay. Let me give you a question. Can you answer me? Because it's my birthday and I need you to write happy birthday to Letty. Oh, why not, dear Letty? Happy birthday. Dear Latte, here is yours. Sasha, hi, who ran? Hello, dear Sasha. Hi, dear who ran? Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Shanna. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Farhan. Here is yours. What is your name? What is your name? Noha. Hey, let me check the spelling. Oh, welcome back, dear theater. How are you? Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining again. Alexa. Hey, dear Alexa. Here is yours. Hey, dear Arrow. Here is your good name. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. Let's see who is next. Oh, so cute of you. Ishal. Hi dear Ishal, here is yours. Hi dear Nisa, here is your good name. You're most welcome dear Alexa. Anha. Hi dear Anha, here is yours. Hello dear Ume, here is a good name. Hi dear Alicia, here is yours. Hello dear Tekla. Is really your name is Tekla? Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Costa. Yeah, Costa was done. But if you want a screenshot of your name, here is yours again, dear. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens, and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Finger press. Yay, thank you. You're most welcome. Ajay. Hi, dear Ajay. Here is yours. Hi, dear Verda. Here is your good name. Hey, dear Faisal. Here is yours. Tamanna. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Piyush. Here is yours. Hello, dear Inkar. Here is yours. Hi, dear Olivia. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hey, dear Saisha. Okay. Wants a screenshot of your name? Here is yours. Sanya, your name is done, dear. Sanya or Noha, and Noha is done though. Let's see who is next. Guys, don't forget to double tapping. Arohi, Aisha, Arohi, Aisha, Arham, Zoe, and what was that? Kate, Nancy, happy birthday, Nancy, Faizan, Alok, you're most welcome. Saisha, sorry Saisha, I forgot to write yours. Here is yours. Hi, dear. Okay, Olivia. Yuhali, hi. Don't forget to double tap on your screens. Let's see who is next. You're most welcome, dear. Let's see who is next. Why not, dear Lala? Luis. Hi, Luis. Welcome. Lala. Zoe. Luis. Shahri. Shahri. Okay. Shahri. Rehan. Let's see who is next. Another Zoe. Hi. Sophie. Yay. Have a good day, dear. God bless you. Hi, Tofi. Welcome. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. Muslima. Bilal. Let's see who is next. Essa. Essa? Bhumi, hi. Amy, Hanif, क्या क्या नाम है आपका? खदीजा, हाय. Ellie, hi, welcome. Shanice. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens, and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Let's see who is next. Okay, okay. Here is yours, River. Hi, River. How are you? Zohan, Sophia, Aswa, Zainab, Milan. Hi. Hey, dear. Here is yours. Let's see who's at five more, guys. Ganesh. Hi, Ganesh. How are you? Tashi, Nafisa, Saira, Kathy. Let's see who is next. Noah. Hi, Noah. How are you? Here's a good name. Let's see who is next. Mason. Hello, dear Mason. How are you? Hi, dear Alia. Here is your beautiful name. Hey, dear Mike. Here is yours. Hello, dear Satchpa. Welcome back. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ray. Here is yours. Hey, dear Emily. Here is a good name. Hello, dear Kritansh. No, Kritansh. Here is yours. You're most welcome. Don't forget to double tap on your screens. Louis, your name is done, but why are you still spamming, dear? Please don't do this. Let's see who is next. Afan. Hi, dear Afan. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ayan. Here is yours. Hello, dear Amelia. Here is your good name. But Tekla is done for you, dear, right? Hi, dear Raja. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ankita. Here is your beautiful name. Okay, guys, now it's time to end the stream, and don't forget to press the like and subscribe button. David is our last name for this stream. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for your precious time, everyone. See you in the evening. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Bye.